course, in their road navy blue uniforms. Delaware in those bright home whites. And the face-off X, always important, but last year, without Jay Curvada, the Wildcats won 27 of 30 draws, and that completely dictated the way last year's meeting went between these two. Curvada against the freshman Justin Coppola, and he controls to get us underway this afternoon. This is a Villanova attack that averages just over 11 goals per game.
I'd expect to see a lot of the offense run around this attack unit and then see where they can fill in with the midfield.
Connor Kirst, the big star in the midfield, number 34, feeding low. Keegan Kahn working against Tate Watson, and he swings that one wide to the right of Matt DeLuca. Patrick Daly will put it back in play for Nova. Tyler, how do you assess this Delaware defense so far this season? The numbers are really good, but when you factor in maybe some limited competition, I don't know what the context of allowing 5.5 goals per game through 4 really is.
But with such a solid goaltender in there and a veteran unit down low, they have everything figured out. They're just kind of waiting to see what kind of competition they bring in. So should be a good test here today. They're going to see a lot of action down here by this attack, and we'll see how they withstand a lot of this pressure.
Dump it down low, and the first goal of the afternoon belongs to Corey McManus, set up nicely by Keegan Kahn.
So early this season, we've seen a lot of Delaware slow-to-go pressure. I don't think you're going to see that today. I think you're going to see a lot of quick sliding. And as you see there, they go early, and Nova finds one right over top.
8th goal of the year for Corey McManus. 5th assist for Keegan Kahn. And it comes just a little more than a minute into this one.
As you were saying at the beginning, expect the face-offs to play a huge role in this one as well, just as it did last year.
Coppola, the freshman for Villanova, has kind of overtaken the number 1 spot on the depth chart. Dan Fisher, Zach Ornstein returning from last year. But Coppola, small, grinding, crafty, has had the most success, so it's kind of his job right now, though we'll see Fisher at times as the Wildcats finally get possession of the second face-off this afternoon. Zach Kryza, the long pole, number 12, had it for a while. Now the Wildcats can go on the attack, already with the early 1-0 lead.
They were able to create a 50-50 ground ball there on the faceoff, get it all the way back to their keeper, who made a nice box-out play on Kitchen down low and able to get it out.
That is Will Vuitton on the other end for Villanova, their sophomore goaltender. Took over the starting job just about this time last year, then finished in the pipes, and coming right back here as a sophomore, Connor Kirst, cut off by Owen Grant. That's a good 1v1 matchup there, 81 in white, 34 in blue.
A lot of wing pressure here from Villanova. It doesn't look like they're really trying to initiate much from out top. Everything's coming from these back low corners, just like right there. He turns the corner and puts one low to low.
Kahn set up the first goal. He scores the second, and Nova is off and running here in Newark, 2-0 in less than 2.5 minutes. This continues an issue for Delaware. They've had some slow starts to the first 4 games this year.
Yeah, you can't put yourself in too much of a hole, especially like big-time opponents like they've got going on today. They need to stand firm down there and get a couple stops early. See if Herveda can win one here at the X.
7th of the season for Keegan Kahn. Coppola had it for a second.
Looks like he's going to pull a flag out on that.
He got whacked from behind by Jason Sider, and that brings the flag out. And there's the whistle as Delaware gets possession. So already up 2-0. First man up of the game belongs to Nova.
This has also been a problem so far this year for the Hens, is a lot of man down situations. haven't been the most successful, but it's gotten better of late. So this true test here for DeLuca and Cage. Expect him to see a lot of looks here on this man up.
It is Sider that goes off.
Delaware penalty number 23, Jason Sider, pushing.
It's a push on Sider. 32nd man up here for Villanova. Off to somewhat of a slow start in these situations. Just 4 goals and 15 chances. That's 5th best in the Big East.
Making Delaware rotate early, but an unforced turnover is going to bring the ball to the Blue Hens.
That was Daly. Maybe turned too quick towards the cage. Left the pass behind him.
As we have the sun peeking in behind him back there. I'm sure it's a nice sight for the players down there.
Halfway through the 30-man man-down situation. Blue Hens in some trouble. Escape for the moment. Kevin McCormick.
Able to clear. Hens will get their first true possession here.
And we go back to even strength.
I'd like to see where Coach DeLuca tries to attack this Villanova defense from. I don't know if they're going to try to push a lot from the attack, which is their best unit out here, or see if they can get a little downhill run in here from the midfield. And they'll start with Kitchen.
Vatan made his first save, didn't know where it went. Blue Hens back on it.
Robinson with a big ground ball there. Tries to spin move to pull one high, just missed wide.
So finally some energy on this end for the Blue Hens, spotting Nova 2 quick goals as Ty Kurtz restarts the offense. Kurtz, Kitchen, and Robinson, the freshmen. The starting attack again for Delaware. George Ward in the midfield with Clay Miller and Bryce Reed, 3, 22, and 27. This is Kitchen in his 36-game goal streak. That ball, no one sees it.
About 50 feet in the air there, and nobody had eyes on it except for one Nova defenseman.
It finally rolls over the end line, escorted there by Owen Probilski.
If you're Coach DeLuca, that's not how you wanted your first actual 6-on-6 to play out. Got a couple shots, just not the looks they were trying to get early on.
Probilski running it forward for Villanova. And in the stick of Khan, a goal and an assist already for him. It comes back to Matt Campbell. Colin Crowley, number 1, didn't play their last game, had the flu, back to full health today. He, Campbell, and Kirst, the starting midfield for Nova. This is Crowley with some speed. McManus and Campbell. A touch for Kirst with Grant waiting for him. Campbell shooting low and through DeLuca. 3-0 Nova.
Just snuck one by. I don't know if DeLuca wasn't thinking he was shooting there, but he just put one low in that bottom corner there, opposite and away.
And this is a Delaware timeout.
Goal number 2, Matt Campbell, unassisted.
After Campbell makes it 3-0 in just more than 5 minutes. And again, these slow starts have been plaguing Delaware now through all 5 of their games really this year. I don't know what you do. I don't know if there's tricks you play to make guys start better or what, but you know, today they knew they couldn't get behind early, and here they are.
Sometimes there's just trends to a season, and that might be one of theirs, but as long as they're able to overcome it with such a high-powered offense and a goalie who stands on his head most of the time, he should keep them in this game, and I expect the offense to get going and kind of take over this game a little bit.
The flip side is where they've been outscored 7-5 total over 4 first quarters. They've outscored teams in the second quarter 20-3. So something about that switch between the first 15 minutes seems to help them.
I don't know if it's jitters or whatnot, sleeping in too late or
McCormick was out the first 2 games with injury, played against Monmouth. And now back in the starting lineup here today between Grant and Wasson. In front of Matt DeLuca. DeLuca gave up all 17 goals in last year's meeting between these two, but he also made 15 saves in a game where Delaware played almost all defense because without Jay Cravata, they lost 27 of 30 faceoffs. So they were just constantly playing defense. DeLuca was under attack the entire game. And it would have been worse than 17-9 if he wasn't Matt DeLuca.
I mean, to have that much pressure on you as a goalkeeper can be a little overwhelming at times. You look for a little help from your face-off guys, and sometimes it just doesn't come.
This is DeLuca's 45th consecutive start for the Blue Hens. One of the best in the nation. Eric Overbay, number 19, has it for Villanova. They wind it around to the wing and Kirst.
It's really where they're trying to attack this defense, is from the wing spots.
Daly through traffic, wild shot, misses everything. And just enough hustle on the back end by McManus backing up.
Seen a lot of the younger Kurtz out there, 77 on defense, playing a lot of short stick midi, and he's held his own so far.
He's watching McManus right now on the wing with the ball behind the cage and Kahn, and there's the shot clock going off. Nova sideline screaming at the near official about the shot clock.
Not sure what their issue is though, but nonetheless, Blue Hens ball, they'll try to get it out. Broken stick in the middle of the field down there. The ref will clear it off. Big time drop back ride here for Villanova. Forcing Delaware to find a soft spot in that zone.
2 seconds to spare. Getting it across that time. 5 minutes left now, first quarter. Delaware trying to get just a little bit closer after Villanova scored the first 3 goals of the game.
I expect that the Hens will go back to this invert situation, and that's exactly what they'll do with Clay Miller.
He and Kitchen connected on the first goal. Space for DeMare. Kitchen.
Big time skip pass to Robinson.
2 defenders came to him, so he gives it up. 15 to shoot now for the Blue Hens. Ty Kurtz on the left side.
Trying to draw a flag there is Kurtz.
Couple of head fakes by Kurtz with 7 to shoot. He scores, falling down through Vuitton.
He took a look at the shot clock and decided, I'm going to do it myself. He pulls a couple swim moves out of nowhere, and he's able to put one down low. Big time finish.
2 in a row now for the Blue Hens.
Delaware goal by number 2, Ty Kurtz.
9th of the year for Kurtz.
It looks like we're going to get Hockenberry back at the X for the Hens. I think Coach DeLuca thinks he might have found a little something to match this pressure of the Villanova face-off team.
Coppola pulls it free again. He's got 3 Blue Hens around him.
A lot of pressure there, and that's what they're going to have to do to take out this face-off guy.
And in the end, it was Hockenberry who controlled it.
Before you know it, he had 3 white jerseys around him. And they'll drop right back into this deep drop ride. Delaware not really having a problem with it, though, so expect Nova will make some changes there. And seemingly the Blue Hens are right back in this one, regardless of time of possession, as Villanova has just seemingly controlled this game. They've got a chance to knot it up here.
3.5 left in the first quarter. Last 2 goals to Delaware. Kitchen got the first one of the run, and a good save low left by Vuitton.
I think they call that a heat check.
Yeah, that's his basketball player taking his 3rd straight 3 just to see if he's got the touch.
About 16, 17 yards out. Just testing the goalie a little bit, seeing if he's on his game. He's able to meet the test.
Crowley, Kahn, Daly, Kirst, and now Campbell. Everybody gets a touch for Villanova.
Just not much pressure from the Villanova midfield so far.
Crowley coming downhill A BB past DeLuca.
Lowered his shoulder and just stepped down on it.
Crowley didn't play last week, had the flu, tore his ACL in this meeting a year ago, and obviously missed the rest of that campaign. But the knee is better, the flu is gone. He's got a goal here late first quarter.
You can see a little frustration out of DeLuca and Cage there. I think he thinks he should have had that one. I don't know, it's about a 10-yard step down. But with him being such a veteran and such a high performer, I think he expected to have that one himself.
Keegan Kahn gets his second assist of the game, plus a goal already for Villanova, as Crowley gets his fifth in his fourth game.
Hervada with a clean win.
And then a push up the field, unsettled here for Delaware. Coming right down the middle was Grant, and it was broken up.
Just couldn't control it. I don't think you have any problem with that look there.
Stevie Jones, by the way, running the middle of the field for Villanova, 21 in navy blue. His head coach loves the freshman from Reston, Virginia. He was a big-time track star, a sprinter in high school. You saw the speed and the athleticism there on the clear. Daly jumps to catch and save the possession for Nova. Final 2 minutes, first quarter here in Newark. Wildcats with the ball up by 2. Kahn leaning. There's the slide. A third defender now. And Kahn still had it somehow.
Somehow is right.
McManus tucks it in. Or did he?
Refs discussing, and they're going to call it a goal. Not sure what the discussion was about. Definitely took a leap into the crease there, but
14, Corey McManus, the assist, and our 19, Eric Overbay.
McManus has his second, and now Nova has answered Delaware's 2 goals with 2 of their own to rebuild the 3-goal edge. Overbay the assist on the McManus tally. His second today is 9th of the season. And another face-off win. Nope. A whistle against Coppola. Delaware gets it.
Delaware with a couple wins at the X in a row, but Villanova able to extend the lead a little bit.
And Tyler, how big was that extended sequence? They get the face-off win by Hervada. They've got the chance by Grant coming right down the middle, can't connect, and then Villanova goes the other end and eventually scores.
I mean, we're looking at a 5-2 game, which easily could have been 3-3 after that. Robinson letting one go. We know he's not afraid to let it rip.
2 chances for the freshman, and then he gets drilled, and the first flag against Villanova comes out.
I would expect to see a lot of the freshmen here again in this man-up opportunity. He's definitely a weapon that they like to use.
It's a cross check on Villanova on Patrick Kennedy, their redshirt junior defender, number 46.
Penalty on Villanova, number 46, Patrick Kennedy, cross-check.
First
Man up, 1 minute.
man-up look. It's a minute for Delaware. They are 4 for 15 this year with the extra man. Villanova's killed off a little more than half of these situations this year. Quick pass, Robinson
and
shooting
there he goes.
again.
And a flag.
I think that might be on him, though. He gave a little shove to Owen Prabilski after that one went in.
He walked his way right to the box. It's a guilty look right there. Had a couple choice words after he stung one to the top left corner.
Mike Robinson, the assist, the number 2, Ty Kurtz.
It'll be Robinson from Kurtz, man up.
Looks like he's gonna get a talking to there in the box.
And then Prabilski was closing out defensively, and Robinson gave him a little shove in the back.
It's a freshman type mistake there that you try to avoid because look, it gives Villanova a free possession here when you've already had struggles at the X. So.
And he's had, this is now by my count, a fourth teammate coming over, giving him a pat on the head, plus an assistant coach giving him a talking to.
Just to let him know, come on, man, you don't have to do that.
And we expect a little bit of a chippy game now. Robinson not around last year, but there's some bad blood apparently between these two schools. You play every year close by. A lot of these kids faced each other in high school or high school teammates.
Big time local connections from two squads.
Nova has answered the first Delaware push of this game as a 3-0 lead became just 3-2. They scored 2 in a row. And after giving up one, this man-up situation, their second of the opening quarter. Kirst. And now Crowley, he's got a goal. Another BB from outside. That one's from Campbell. 6 in the first for Nova.
Just completely uncontested there. He's able to put it wherever he wants. I know DeLuca's got to be begging for some that he can even see in cage right now, but he's getting shots from 10 yards out. Not much he can do. But there's a big freshman mistake that leads to a goal the other way. It's something that he can learn over time, though.
The assist to Daly as Campbell gets his 6th of the season.
Once again, doubling up the Blue Hens.
Coppola coming forward and still going, shooting, and the bouncer misses DeLuca. There's 4 seconds left in the quarter for Villanova. The first 15 minutes are done here in Newark. Bogusch, Tyler Morrell back with you here on Hens All Access. Second quarter between Delaware and Villanova. The number 15 Wildcats have the 6-3 lead after those first 15 minutes. Another scrum at the face-off X, and Nova comes away with it.
Looked to be a clean win for the Blue Hens, but a quick goal by Nova.
Keegan Kahn scores it, forcing his way in on DeLuca, but I think it was Patrick Kennedy, a long pole, just as Delaware was about to have possession, flicked the ball free, up ahead, continuing to push forward, and then the finish from Kahn for 7-3.
So far, it's been these 50-50 possessions that have just gone all Villanova's way. You haven't seen too many mix-up situations go the Blue Hens' way.
Chet Comizio gets the assist. Keegan Kahn has 2 goals and 2 assists now in 15 minutes and 14 seconds. And this is the largest lead of the afternoon for Villanova.
A big win there for Hockenberry. They just need to stop the bleeding a little bit here. Not sure if Coach DeLuca's trying to send a sign out there by warming up Kilcarry, trying to send a message to his stud goaltender in there that he's got to make some plays, but not much that he can do. A lot of these are right on the crease, and expect him to try and get a big-time save to change his afternoon.
Some offense obviously would help as well for Delaware. They were down 3-0 immediately, got to 3-2, and then 4-2, or I should say, and then 5-3. But the last 2 goals, one late in the first, one immediately here in the second, right in front. Kitchen sets up. It's Miller on the finish this time. They reverse their setup in the first quarter.
Kitchen got the defender hung, and he loves that situation. He'll sit back there for the entire shot clock until he finds a cutter. And found one in Clay Miller, who's able to just, I don't even think he faked there. He just threw it right to the top corner.
The assist, number 6, Charlie Kitchen.
Just what the doctor ordered for sure from the Blue Hens, though.
But the focus now returns to Hockenberry and Coppola. Villanova has won 7 of 11 face-offs so far today. Coppola, the freshman, continues his good work, and he wins another.
Flings it, and it's going to go to the Blue Hens.
He got tripped, went down, tried to roll it back to a teammate, ends up with Kurtz, who gets stripped.
These are those 50-50 possessions that I was talking about. Looks like Delaware's going to get one here, so.
Owen Prabilski, number 43, was trying to control that for Villanova on the far sideline, couldn't scoop it. Right back on the attack with the Blue Hens. And Villanova was unsettled there defensively. Robinson thought about driving and shooting, but now they'll set things up.
Expect things to settle down a little bit here. Try to get another one on the board. Looks like they're going to call Robinson's number a little bit.
Camizio watches him.
He's got the matchup he wants here. Just missed wide. Anytime the freshman Mike Robinson has a short stick on him, they are going to attack.
Talking to Mike Corrado, Villanova's head coach, during the week, Kitchen and Kurtz have to be your first 2 focuses, but the problem then is the way Robinson has started, you can't leave him too often while you're over-focusing on those 2 guys, because he can make you pay.
It's an all-around talented attack unit here. And we're back to a hung situation for Kitchen, and as I said, he will sit there all day waiting to either make a play on his own or find a cutter.
Zach Kreiser, number 12, was standing side by side with his goaltender, watching Kitchen. They had to shoot there. Shot clock was expiring. Empty trip for Delaware. They stayed down by 3.
Nova able to get out quick.
The best thing Delaware has done so far defensively is keep Connor Kirst off the score sheet. 10 goals and 6 assists coming in for the reigning Big East Midi of the Year, but he's got nothing this afternoon. His teammates, though, as you can see with that score, have picked up the slack.
You haven't seen much pressure out of the midfield unit so far for Villanova. As I said before, a lot of this is the wing play here. Delaware seems like they're a little quicker to go now.
Matt Campbell. Oh, he had McManus, or that was Daly sneaking out.
Trying to play a little slip there. They force the slide and just can't convert.
That's the second time Daly has missed a pass, almost too quick to think shot. The noise from the Delaware sideline. Trying to rally their Blue Hens here. 4 minutes into quarter number 2 on a cold Saturday afternoon in Newark. You can hear the wind in our microphones as well, blowing from right to left, so in the face of the Villanova defenders right now.
Kitchen just leaving one out there. I never seen him give up a look like that. He's about 12 yards out. He could have let it go.
Still plenty of time to shoot here for Delaware as Ty Kurtz jogs behind the cage, followed by Kirst over the top. Tough catch and a finish.
Just a nifty move there from the freshman. What a look from Kurtz. Kurtz to Robinson, definitely a connection we'll be hearing a lot more this year.
The pass over the top of everybody. Robinson caught it almost at the head of a defender, it looked like.
Somehow
swam around him and finished.
Somehow maintained possession of that, and didn't look like he had much of an angle either when he let it go. But
so he has his second goal of the game, up to 14 on the season. Another assist for Kurtz, and Delaware's back within 2.
It's always great when you have a freshman on an attack unit with a couple veterans who plays like a veteran. It can't hurt. And looks like it's translating into other aspects of the game, and they'll get an easy win here at the X and draw a foul.
Well, it wasn't easy for Hervada. He got a shoulder of a Villanova player right up high.
Easy to get the ball. It was a little tougher to maintain the possession.
Kevin McCormick drilled him. He pled his case to the officials. They walked to the sideline, and then McCormick gave up the fight and he'll take a knee. It's a 1-minute elbow on McCormick.
I think when he gets to watch that on film this upcoming week, he's going to understand why the ref threw the laundry there.
So here we go for Delaware, down 2, man up for a minute, early second quarter.
Cross check, number 40, Matthew Webster. Delaware man up, 1 minute.
Oh, excuse me, I said McCormick. That's 40 for Delaware. 40 for Villanova is Matt Webster. He's the guilty party. Extra man for the Blue Hens.
Robinson, high to high, goalie meets it.
Fatana, big save. Kurtz had that at the top of the attack, faked the pass to his left, went back to the right for that quick release from Robinson.
A lot of these man-up plays you'll see are drawn around the freshman. He's always getting a look on those man-ups. But until defenses do something to stop that, they're going to keep going after that.
The one save is going to be good enough to kill off this man-down situation for Villanova. They are back to even strength now and still up by 2 goals with possession. Campbell has some space, driving in and scoring low.
Really attacking the 5-hole of DeLuca out here. And you can see the frustration in the veteran keeper. Just things aren't going his way right now. Just could use a big-time stop.
Yeah, you said that before, too. It's amazing, this sport, hockey as well, that one big save can turn the tide, and it hasn't come just yet from DeLuca.
You can see he's looking for that big stop that'll just completely change his afternoon, but it's just not coming yet. Looks like Coach DeLuca is going to stick with his veteran keeper. I think that's probably the smart move because once he gets going, he's hard to put one past.
7th goal of the year for Matt Campbell, his 3rd today. He's got a hat trick as he rebuilds the 3-goal lead for Nova. Nova's season high for goals this year is 13 when they knocked off number 4 Maryland a couple of weeks ago, and they've got 8.
On pace for 20-something here so far. I don't expect them to really slow down much. Gonna continue to see pressure from both sides.
Campbell couldn't take the pass from Kirst.
It's a grown man ground ball there, and they're gonna be able to get this one out.
That was Harrison Ewing on the pickup for the Blue Hens. DeLuca able to lob that forward.
Very patient on that drop back. Villanova trying to force the Hens to make a mistake on the clear there.
Delaware just now getting the 6 they want on offense. The last one into the sequence is Clay Miller, who gives up to Charlie Kitchen. Little pick of Kryza, and that's called against Delaware.
Looks like they're gonna call an illegal screen there. Not sure if he made some extra movements with his arms there on the screen or not. Looked like he was set.
Coming the other way with a finish. There's Kirst up high on DeLuca. And now the goalie change is coming.
We're gonna get Kilcarry in cage now. But like we were saying, sometimes you just need a little spark. And they're gonna try to get it from bringing in another keeper.
It's Matt Kilcarry, number 36, the junior from California, his 4th appearance.
The assist, the number 2, Matt Campbell.
DeLuca getting talked to on the sideline.
There's not much else that Coach DeLuca can do with 0 accounted for saves by Delaware. They just had to switch things up. Not sure if this will be a temporary switch for right now, but just trying to get a spark from somewhere. Delaware able to win this face-off cleanly, and they'll take it through to X, or they won't. Kurtz is gonna let one rip, misses wide.
Robinson, the only player on that side of the field. So as Tyler mentioned, Matt DeLuca to the sideline. 9 goals against and 0 saves for the senior goaltender. So Kilcarry into our right.
He just wasn't able to get after one of those that he needed. It could have changed his whole afternoon. We'll see how long they stick with this change.
Because sometimes, too, a goaltender change is almost, it's about the goalie, it's also about everybody else, too, where you kind of almost make the other guys feel bad that you're singling out the goalie, taking him off the field. It's a message for everybody.
Exactly. I mean, there's a couple I think he might want back, but a lot of those are tough shots for anybody to see. So I think he's got to keep his head up and see some shots maybe at halftime so he can come out ready, fresh to go.
Meanwhile, everything going Villanova's way right now. Back on the attack, up by 4, which matches their largest lead of the afternoon. They were up 7-3, all after a 3-0 start to this one in just more than 5 minutes. And to their credit, every time Delaware has gotten back close to them, Nova has pushed them away again.
Yeah, they're keeping them at bay, and they're going to try to get a little more separation. Expect them to go heavy on this goaltender here. They know he doesn't have too much experience this season, and now he's going to see his first man-down situation. So really throwing him into the mix here for sure.
It was, I think, the 3rd whack from Owen Grant that brought the flag out.
You can just see the frustration in a lot of these Delaware players. A couple things that just need to be tweaked for the Blue Hens, and they can be right back in this. Like we've said, seemingly Villanova's just had a lot more of those 50-50 plays go their way. I know he's real eager to get back out there, but I think this might be the best thing for him is just maybe start that new half with a fresh, clear mind. But maybe watching his backup get a big save out here will give him a little spark too. You never know. So
obviously no excuses, but it's as cold as it's been this whole winter today with the wind as well as it. How much harder to play that position?
It's definitely a goaltender's nightmare out here. The freezing temperature doesn't feel good anywhere. Kilcarry, we'll see if he's up for the test here. You're gonna see a lot of pressure, I feel, from this Delaware man down. Try to avoid those open shots.
Cursed out high after Daly and Kahn were playing catch low. Back down there again. This is Kahn.
The skip to nobody, and over and back. Delaware's gonna get away with one there.
Kryza tried to time that poke well, couldn't.
It's like a little bit of transition, but not much of a break there.
It was almost a 3-on-2, 3-on-3, but everybody settles in now. Final 10 seconds, man down for Delaware. Final 5 minutes, so the opening half. They're down 9-5, but they have survived this man down situation with the new goaltender in. Back to work on offense.
I guess we have to give credit to Kilcarry scaring off that Villanova man up.
Here's Miller, a goal and an assist for him.
And it looks like we'll be even here.
That pass went through a cutting Ty Kurtz.
We are even. Looks like Kitchen's gonna try to set up back there at X.
30 seconds on the shot clock, the screen, and the give back to Bryce Reed.
Reed with a short stick at X.
Ty Kurtz takes a turn. Shot clock at 15.
Just not able to get it through. Hits a defender there before it got to the keeper. He tried with one of those no look around the corner.
That might have been Chet Comizio that got in the way of that shot. Will Vitone way out of his crease here.
Nova able to maintain. The Blue Hens would love a big stop here. Just not getting the looks down there on offense that they want. Kind of forcing things a little bit.
Campbell on the stutter step. Crowley's got some space on the wing. That was blocked by the defender. And then Crowley kept it alive. Shot clock at 15, up top for Crowley. The give back is to Connor Kirst. Nice feed in the middle. Daly stuffs it in.
Kilcarry able to get a piece of that, though. That would have been the big save I'm talking about. Right there on the doorstep, but just wasn't able to hold it in.
10-5, Villanova leads.
But a lot of those looks from Villanova have been on the doorstep there. Only a couple from the outside. As I said, DeLuca probably wants back, but man, 100% shooting here for Villanova. You gotta feel good about that, almost going into halftime.
And you're right, you can't dismiss the quality of chances that Villanova has created for itself to finish against either one of these goaltenders. That time, all of a sudden, Kirst one little pass, and Daly was by himself within striking distance.
They call a loose ball. Delaware gets away with one there because looked like he had possession.
Connor Kirst had some space.
And they're gonna attack this novice goaltender. They're gonna go right after him. He says, "My bad." Thinks he should have had that one, but anytime you see a goalie switch, the first thing you can imagine is a lot of step downs.
And even on that one, he says, "My bad," but Villanova's best player had yards of space to shoot.
Nobody near him.
And now the lead is 6, 11-5 Villanova. Kirst gets an assist, then a goal, just 22 seconds apart to really open this one up, and Coppola again at X with a W.
Villanova 2 goals shy of their season high, and we're not even at halftime yet. I'm trying to see where Coach DeLuca is going to find a response out of this defensive unit. He tried the goalie change. I'm not sure if that was really this big issue out here. If he's got to switch up to some sort of zone or what he needs to do, but needs to find some success somewhere.
Final 2 minutes of the first half here in Newark. Owen Black, number 99, on to Overbay. And now Kahn behind the net. O'Daly snuck through for a second. He was open, but Kahn didn't see him. Villanova shooting into that wind and scoring again. A bounce up over the right shoulder of Kilcarry.
It's such a tough position to get put into where Kilcarry is right now. I'm never a big fan of the pull the goalie situations, but there's a reason I'm up here and not down there.
Well, you're also a goalie.
This is true.
You don't want to get pulled yourself.
No goalie wants to get pulled, but it's just so hard to jump into a game seeing not much of a warm-up. Those sideline warm-ups do not really do much.
And again, on a day where it's 33 degrees, the change comes in the second quarter when you've refrozen from all the pregame work.
You rarely see a change at that time. I'm a little surprised about it still. Hasn't really paid any rewards here for Coach DeLuca.
Villanova by 7 with the ball again because Coppola continues to be great at X. Final 80 seconds now of the half. Kahn turned, missed everything, but there was McManus And the goal now for Delaware, just get to halftime no worse than 12-5.
Just stop the bleeding somehow for the Hens.
Overbayou just scored. Now it's Campbell on the attack to the middle.
Nobody there to stop him. He just got whatever he wanted crossing the middle of the field. This is a goaltender's worst nightmare out here right now.
Final minute, shot clock was at 40. That's McManus. Low at an angle from Kahn, and the route continues.
Every single player on Villanova has a green light right now. They're shooting from anywhere. Didn't look like he had any angle at all. Somehow able to go low to low and put it in the corner.
Another from McManus. Another for his Wildcats. This was a 7-5 game, don't forget, after that Robinson goal, that tough catch and the little tuck coming off the wing. And now Nova scored 6 in a row.
I go back to that goalie change, and sometimes when you make a change like that, you can have the reverse effect you're looking for, which was to see if they can get a spark from their backup keeper. But it seems that it took a lot of the air out of this Delaware team.
Hervada won the draw, then made a bad pass, and Villanova gets it right back.
When you make a change in goal, it can trickle down to all positions on the field, and you can just see the body language from a lot of these Delaware players. It doesn't look like they gave up, but they are feeling frustrated for sure.
Well, and as you said, too, as you pointed out, I mean, Villanova has basically scored on every possession. There has not been a save made yet, so they're trying everything and nothing is working. It's got to be deflating.
No, and Villanova, everything is working. So that's why I think you're going to see a lot more shooting out of Villanova. They figure they can't save a shot. Why don't we keep shooting? So Delaware really needing to get a stop here.
Final seconds, will they get one more shot? They will not, but what a close to the second quarter here in Newark. Villanova scores the final 6 goals of the frame.
Too slate, you know, and try to get started here. Looks like Hervada got tripped there, still down. Ref's gonna call it.
Jake missed most of last season after breaking his wrist. The grad student went down after a face-off win and is obviously in a lot of pain. Almost looks like he told the trainers to just leave him alone for a second, let him get up, and here he is.
Wants to get off on his own. Able to walk off with a little assistance there from the trainers.
Stevie Jones, the talented freshman short stick D midi, was the Wildcat with Hervada, and he stayed there on a knee as Jake was tended to by the training staff. And even that, I mean, the face-offs are one of the issues in the first half, Tyler. Hervada wins that one as cleanly as he did any in the first half. He's running into possession, and down he goes with an injury. Just
quick
nothing
turnover.
is working for Delaware.
It's just a lot of little mistakes they're making out there, but not much you can do about an injury like that.
So back on this end with DeLuca back in net. The best goaltender in the conference, one of the best in the nation, pulled after giving up 9 goals without making a save. But the switch did nothing. Did not pick up the Delaware defense. Matt Kilcarry didn't make the save that changed momentum. Gave up the last 4 of the half.
A big-time reaction out of him on that first shot, though. I like to see that. Looks like he was reading that really well.
Scanning the Delaware defensive setup. Don't see any major changes to how they're playing on this end. Keegan Kahn spins his way free.
I don't think it was so much personnel that needed changing, just a little bit of effort and energy out there by the defensive front. The offense hasn't seen too many opportunities. We'll see if they can get a quick one here. They're gonna have to pile them on early.
Villanova turnover, rare empty trip for the Wildcats in this one.
Reed able to clear pretty easily there.
Here's Charlie Kitchen, scored in the first half, extending his goal streak to now 37 games, the longest active run in the nation.
See who they're gonna try to run this offense around here to start the second. Clay Miller gonna attack from the wing.
The other wing now, it's Kitchen. Second defender, Kryza turns him.
Kitchen wanted that sweep across the middle, got a little tied up there, had to pull it out, made a smart decision. Not much room for error in the second half here.
Kitchen's back behind the cage, fed to him there.
He's got him in this hung situation. He loves that. Not able to do too much with it this time, though, other than grab a short stick.
And then flip it. Robinson is stopped by Vuitton.
Big save. Low to high.
Robinson now.
Looked like he stepped out, and it's going to go back. Great ride from Robinson. Got denied. Didn't want to give up on the play, though. Able to get it right back.
That had the whole Delaware sideline bouncing up and down.
They're looking for anything out there to get them going. Tell you, Robinson definitely thought he was going to get that one by, though. Big time save.
Kitchen.
No looker.
When low far post, just missed it.
I expect him to lay the pressure here on this Villanova defense right away, though. As I said, got to pile it on early, get right back into this game. Down 8 here.
Robinson. Tough catch there by George Ward. Keeps the possession going. Shot clock goes under 30 for Clay Miller.
Try a little two-man game here.
Kitchen.
A little hidden ball, tried to. Miller probing the short stick here. Maybe trying to do a little too much there.
Kurtz.
Oh, hits the post.
Got the crossbar up over Vuitton.
About 17 yards out he let that one go from. Hits the crossbar at the end of the shot clock there. Just trying to get one off, and he almost sneaks one by.
And now Villanova back on the attack on offense.
Cannot really afford any empty possessions here. Did seem that they had a lot more pressure down there, though.
Connor Kirst muscles up, shrugs the defender and blows it by DeLuca.
Again, a 10-yard step-down shot here. Not much he's able to do there, as he blows one by him. That's one he's just trying to throw his stick out there and hope he gets a piece. But the best player for Villanova, just as you said, put his shoulder down and just lets one rip.
And now the lead is 9 for the Wildcats, and that is now 7 goals in a row, dating back to the second quarter. This one feeling a little bit like last year's meeting between these two.
Gonna get a playing without a stick infraction here. Looks like it's gonna go to Delaware.
Last year, Nova scored the final 3 goals of the second quarter, then won the third 6-1. So a 9-1 run altogether to really pull away and win 17-9. The run beginning in the second quarter this year has them up by 9, but playing defense right now.
They've got to feel pretty comfortable with a 9-goal lead here, especially how they're playing at the X. Delaware's got a couple wins here to start the second half at the X, but they're going to need a lot more than that and a lot more goals. Seen a lot more movement out of their offense, though, to start this half.
Now they just need a goal. They have not scored in a long time.
Robinson looks like he's going to try to do something here with this short stick. He'll get underneath, right at the chest. picks up his own rebound and puts it over top.
He put it right into the midsection, like you said. It came right back to him, and the second time is good.
Turning garbage into gold there for Mike Robinson.
Tyler, he had their last goal with 10.5 minutes left in the second quarter.
It has been a while since we've seen a Blue Hen goal out there.
It's 15-plus minutes.
Who other than the freshman, Mike Robinson, though?
Delaware goal, number 19.
He is just all over the place. A big-time caused turnover down here early in the third quarter. And he gets the first one of the second half for the Blue Hens. Just looking for a spark, any angle they can get it.
So it's a quick answer from that Wildcats goal.
And Hockenberry is winning the clamp here at the X. It's just about, Villanova is mixing it up with their wing play. Not much Delaware is able to do once he wins that clamp. They're gonna need some big stops here out of DeLuca and his defense.
Still hasn't made one. Gave up the first 9 goals, went to the bench for the rest of the second quarter. Back out here for the third, and he's been beaten once. Owen Probilski on that turn to the middle, missed the far post.
I know DeLuca is just begging for a lollipop from out top. He could just use the C1 go in his stick.
This is Luke Probilski again. Turned into the middle, and now he finishes. And
Again,
the
on the
Nova
doorstep.
sideline loves that one.
On the doorstep, drew the slide, able to spin out of it.
You might be able to hear the Luke chants. His brother Owen plays heavy minutes defensively. Luke, really only other attackman that cycles in behind McManus, Kahn, and Daly, and that time he gets the finish. It's his first goal of the season, and he loves scoring against Delaware. His only other previous goal was in this meeting last year.
Coppola just bailing out there to win that faceoff. Diving all over the place. Nova trying to get set up here. Get their guys on.
Crowley with some speed. Feeds Probilski. It's Campbell on the push low. DeLuca didn't see that, but it missed the cage. There's a lot going on right now. The 6 in front of him have not been great, Tyler. The weather is an issue today, too, but he just doesn't look right.
It just looks like he's a little out of it. It's that frustration setting in. Just not being able to get what you want there. I mean, this is a guy who had, as he lets another one by him, this is a guy who a couple weeks ago had 18 saves out here. All over the place, stopping everything, and it's just one of those days.
Last year, he had 15 saves while allowing all 17 goals in this meeting. In that one, as we mentioned back in the first half, Villanova won 27 of 30 draws. They had the ball for forever, just peppering DeLuca. And he had a good game, even though they scored 17 times. He made 15 saves, and he can't find that one save here today that could possibly change the way this is going. But the lead is now 10 for Villanova, 16-6. Leaving their season high for goals in the dust here this afternoon in Newark.
Delaware defense just really needs to clamp down here, get a big stop, and try to change the momentum of this game. It is all Villanova.
And to Villanova's credit, they've done little to let Delaware back into this game, right? No mistakes, no unforced errors, no open doors. And every time the first half where Delaware got close, Villanova immediately recreated some breathing room. Here's Crowley stepping down.
Not sure if that got a piece of the post there or DeLuca. I'll have to check the stat line on that.
It ended up behind with Luke Probilski.
I don't expect Villanova to slow down much, especially with the shot clock here. So Delaware going early, just trying to cause some turnovers.
Probilski didn't get it cleanly, trying to settle and finally doesn't. And that was the thing right in the first half, where even as Villanova was building momentum, there was a lot of game left as DeLuca got a piece of that. But now there's a lot less game left and you're down by 10.
Yeah, and he'll take anything he can there in cage. A piece is a big save for him right now. So
now, do you practice situations like this where you're down a bunch, you need to score a bunch? Is there a different kind of set you have to put your team into?
Not often being down 10, you wouldn't. Maybe a 2-goal scenario late in the game, but a 10-goal.
But I guess you just keep doing that, right?
Yeah.
You're similar to almost the same kind of mindset.
You need to break it down into small little plays and just try to win every small play throughout the rest of the game. DeLuca needs to stand on his head here in the second half, and this offense just needs to go to work.
And they've had some decent possession, at least starting in this third quarter, but only got 1 goal out of all of that, and Villanova put in a few more on the other end.
I mean, it doesn't hurt when the Villanova keeper is stopping everything he's seeing. And the 1 goal this half was off of a rebound.
After he made a save with Robinson coming off this wing that Miller's pushing down.
Looks like Kitchen's gonna get a step here. Deflected.
Coming near the midline, and Kitchen scoops it. A little backhand flip to Bryce Reed.
They've got to go quick here. As you were saying, how do you plan a 10-goal comeback? It's score quickly. That's about all you can do. Just getting stood up there.
That is Stevie Jones dislodging Ward. Villanova's in transition. That was a Probilski to Probilski connection that just missed. Owen to Luke.
DeLuca making a big play there so Delaware can get possession back. As I said, he'll take anything he can get to make a difference in this game.
They had possession back. They give it right away again.
Unforced turnovers are not going to get you back in this game.
This game was 7-5 early second quarter, Villanova leading. And now the edge is 16-6 for the Wildcats.
Playing a lot of defense down here. Villanova with majority of the possession here throughout the whole game.
Keegan Kahn. Now it's Campbell scoring. Kahn did all the work at X. Campbell flings one in off the wing to push the lead to 11.
Low to low, stung the corner. They are just working on all cylinders here, this offense.
It really has been clinical. They have possessed the ball, great ball movement, and when they've had a chance to finish, and obviously there's been a lot of chances, they've buried it.
If they've hit the cage, they've been putting it in. And not too many missed shots either. They haven't missed the cage often.
And their coach told us during the week, they're a good offensive team. They've got good balance. It's not top heavy. They share the load. They share the production. But he thought they were a little too streaky. They had good stretches, and then they would go dry for a while. There's been nothing but offense in this one. Now another big save.
Hervada decided he wanted to do it himself after winning the clamp. Try to make individual efforts out here, see if they can spark the whole squad.
The lone good news in that sequence for Delaware is that Jay Curvada's back on the field after limping off with a leg injury.
He gets a big win, too, for his first time back out.
Curvada limps to the sideline after that win and push on offense.
Some of these shots are getting on DeLuca out there. Not much of an angle, but they're able to sneak it by. He's looking for a kick save or something to get him going.
Owen Black, number 99, has it for Villanova. The problem, though, now is it might just be, no matter what, too little too late.
When it gets up to double digits, it's a tough deficit to overcome. Especially with how they've been working the ball around on offense down here and their face-off play. And a goalkeeper who's making big saves out there. So it's tough to come back in a situation like that, but you don't see Delaware really packing it in. You see him still trying to make plays, and there's a big save I was talking about for DeLuca. Right on the doorstep, that's exactly what he needed.
That was Stevie Peters that took it. DeLuca stopped it. Delaware runs off it.
Now that is just exactly what he needed. I expect to see him make lot more big saves here through the rest of the game. We'll see if the offense can get things going, though.
Fast-moving third quarter, already 2.5 minutes left, as Villanova has extended what was a 13-5 halftime lead to 17-6.
Robinson trying to go right away, gets pushed from behind, draws the flag. Another save there.
Lost his helmet, too.
Looked like the ref lost the flag for a second. I was seeing him reaching for it. Finally came out.
Everything's frozen. Referee's hands, the flag, can't find that.
It is bitter out there.
Villanova penalty, number 43. Owen.
This time next year,
Push. Delaware man up.
in cold weather, at least all of us will be safely inside the beautiful new press box across the field from us, being completed here at Delaware Stadium. We could do this game in shorts next year if we wanted to.
Definitely
We'll
an
inside.
upgraded situation we'll have.
And really, that's what matters most, right, is our comfort.
Exactly. Goalie's fortunate enough to get the sweatpants out here, but just an errant pass there. They're gonna let this man up go to waste here. Villanova able to kill it.
Comizio.
Robinson gonna get called for one of his own there as he trips.
It was Comizio that he took down. You can see the flag near that far 40-yard line.
You just see the frustration seep into all aspects of the game out here. A freshman who has done nothing but good things. That's his second penalty of the game at the attack position.
The first one you may remember from the first half where he scored and then shoved down the defender that closed out on him. And Nova scored off that penalty to kind of negate the offense that Robinson had created. On the attack again.
DeLuca looks like he's seeing it a little better out there, so a true test here for him in a man-down situation. Typically, I say that Delaware likes to keep their man-down unit tighter inside, prevent those inside looks because they have such a competent goalie in DeLuca. But I don't know how things, I think they're going to be pressing out a little bit more here than they normally would,
Penalty, number 19, Mike Robinson.
just to try and cause a turnover.
Man up, 30 seconds.
But you hate to have a penalty come from an attackman as a defenseman. It's one of the worst.
30 seconds on the push for Robinson.
Supposed to be scoring goals, not making our life more difficult. Making Delaware rotate here.
Final minute, third quarter. Villanova has remained in control of this one. Crowley didn't have it right away. Wanted to shoot it. Curse from out high. He scored from a similar spot in the second quarter. Here goes Crowley.
Yeah, he wanted it again.
Put that one over to Luca's head.
Just a lot of time and room there. Way too much.
Keegan Kahn redirected on the restart. Back to even strength.
Big
DeLuca's
save.
got another one.
Starting to see the ball a lot better here at the end of the third.
Numbers for the Blue Hens wiped out again by Vuitton in net.
It's got to hurt for DeLuca to make a big save like that and just watch the other tender right down at the other side about 10 seconds later make just as nice a save. A lot of these Delaware shots to the hip of this goaltender who is not as tall as DeLuca out there. That's kind of where he wants to see it.
Left arm from DeLuca that time. He's made 3 in a row. The problem is 17 have gone in from Villanova through 3 quarters. The Wildcats in control, looking.
Mixing it up there. Nova gets possession.
Coppola continues to be good at X, a freshman from Long Island. From a really good Garden City High School program across the board.
He has been getting the clamp for the most part today and being able to move it forward, doesn't have to reverse. He's able to start a little bit of transition here today.
Coppola was the Nassau County Fogo of the Year last year. He was also part of a football team that won 3 consecutive titles, including back-to-back perfect seasons. There was one year at Garden City, which is where kind of my neck of the woods, Tyler, where the football team went undefeated, and then a lot of the same kids played basketball and were undefeated until the county final. Altogether, they had won like 34 consecutive games as a group.
Garden City with a great program for years now in the lacrosse community. Produced a lot of big-time products over the years. Trying to sneak that one around the edge there. DeLuca looked like he was ready for the task.
Keegan Kahn went down hard. Tate Wasson was with him defensively. This is Connor Kirst. We've seen him use his big frame. Just throws this one up wildly.
To kind of get away from the shot clock there, but almost turned into something. Delaware with their first true possession here in the fourth quarter. About 2 minutes in. Kitchen seeing what he can do, gets a pick set for him, lets one go, missed wide.
Kryza chasing him defensively.
Robinson will restart at X. See a lot of urgency out of Delaware right now, as you need, with an 11-goal deficit. Just off his back foot. Just a mistake you don't normally see him make.
Owen Prabilski reaching out to intercept that kitchen pass.
You'd love to see a turnover there for the Hens. Got him when he wasn't looking.
Villanova ready to go again on offense. McManus, tough catch there. Trying to pick it up, still in control to the far sideline, and he does eventually halfway through the shot clock.
Heavy extended pressure here for the Blue Hens causes a turnover. But as we were saying earlier, sometimes it's just a little too late. But you love to see they're still giving it everything out here.
And obviously you always want to finish strong, put a few more good things on tape to close this one out.
Gonna get a good look here.
It's Reed still with it all the way down the alley, and then the shot came
Robinson
from Robinson.
Try to behind the back, no angle shot there. Down to about an 11 and a half here, down by 11.
Kitchen missing, low to the far side. Jake DeMare, checked by Chet Comizio. 4 minutes into the fourth quarter here in Newark. A shot missed wide to the right. Miller took it. Not
really being able to find the cage here so far. nonetheless getting some looks.
And that's got to go back to how good Vuitton has been here, where you need to feel the need to be that much more perfect shooting on him.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to hit perfect corners out here, which is forcing him to miss a lot of shots. He's had a big day in cage there. Another save.
A bouncer from Demare comes back to the Nova goaltender.
Just a completely different day for these two goaltenders today, but sometimes that's how it goes here. Looks like we're going to get a flag down for a slash. Delaware trying to capitalize. Robinson misses.
Brody Laporte took a whack at number 23 for Delaware, who's just now up getting off the field.
You could hear the moms in the crowd react to that one.
Jason Sider was the victim. They were tangled. Laporte had got stripped and then responded with the whack that dropped Sider.
Villanova penalty, number 25, Brody Laporte, slash, Delaware man up, 1 minute.
See if they can capitalize here. Haven't had too much success on their couple man-up opportunities today. Last one was just a quick turnover. Looks like we got some.
Robinson for Kitchen.
Expect a look from Robinson here. Skip pass from Kitchen, save by Vuitton.
Now he has not given up one sheepy today. In no way opening the door for Delaware to make a comeback in this one. Every big save he's had to make, he has made it this afternoon.
Made everything difficult for these shooters. Not going to let it stop Kitchen, though. He's still going to let him go. Misses wide. Get the restart from X here.
About 20 seconds left in the man up. And there's the tally. It's Kurtz.
Low to high. Big time finish. A little bit off his back foot there. Kind of a fadeaway.
Trying to do the quick math in my head right now. They had 5 goals, Delaware did, with 10.5 minutes left in the second quarter. So they have scored just twice in about 30 minutes game time.
And when Villanova went on a run there, it just went completely opposite directions.
Delaware goal by number 2, Ty Kurtz, the assist.
It's a game of momentum, and Villanova seized that momentum right around that goalie change when it was a 4-goal game. 4-goal game,
yep.
And they made that goalie change in the first half. And then Villanova goes on a 6-goal run to end the half. Sure, Coach DeLuca is going to be thinking about that move a little bit later here this week. Not sure if it would have made that much of a difference keeping him in there, but still, like I said, it kind of ate at everybody on the field when that change happened. You could see the demeanor of everybody changed.
Yeah, you hope that it gives everybody a kick in the backside, like, oh man, they just pulled Matt. I got to be better at my job. But they almost seem to go in the other direction because the defense got looser in front of Kilkerry once he came in.
It can have that opposite effect that you're looking for, but, you know, he had to risk it. He had to try to make a change. Quick goal there by Kitchen. Near post.
Little curl and then up over Vuitton's shoulder.
Delaware looking to make a massive comeback here. 2 quick ones.
Now down by 9 with 8:44 to go. Another one for Kitchen this afternoon.
It is a game of momentum. Goals can be scored quick. We'll see if they can make it a little tighter here. Put a little pressure on Villanova.
At least make the Wildcats sweat these final nearly 9 minutes. Back at X, Coppola in blue, Hervada in white.
You're gonna need a lot of things to change. You're gonna have to win all these face-offs. Gonna be difficult with a guy like Coppola out there who's had no problem winning face-offs today.
Coppola pushes this one backwards.
A lot of pressure there from the Blue Hens, and they'll get a quick shot here by Robinson. Saved, gobbled up. Low to low, he's had his number all day.
Fatan again in a big spot, makes the big save.
Boy, Delaware would have been a little amped up after that one.
Would have been within 8, so a lot of work to do, but 3 goals in a hurry. Some momentum might have even led to a Villanova timeout just to settle things down a little bit, but the sophomore goaltender up to the task.
A little easier to play with as a goalie with a 9-goal lead. Not feeling the pressure yet, like DeLuca has been most of this game today.
Jimmy Gabrielson, number 9, is out there for Villanova, as is number 4, Austin Frazier.
And DeLuca able to snatch that one. Nobody letting him know he's got a guy trailing him there.
That was Overbay.
And then we're gonna, nope, no flag. Ref says no push.
Overbay caused that turnover, running as the trail defender. And Wildcats can at least, at the very minimum here, take another chunk of time off the clock.
Yeah, I imagine they'll try to use all of this shot clock. Just in case Delaware goes on a run, they're going to try to milk this clock a little bit. We saw the early signs of a run from Delaware. 2 quick ones, almost a third. You never know what can happen with a little momentum.
Luke Probilski can pick this up for Nova. Shot clock under 30. The wax from Waston, it comes up high. It's Overbay. 5-hole for another.
Definitely not in the recipe for a big-time comeback. You cannot be trading goals here.
Is that one DeLuca should save?
It's a tough on the run. I'm not sure if he really saw the release point. It was a great look from low to low, went 5-hole on him. It's tough to get down there.
Another one for Overbay. Again, Villanova, a balanced attack, filling up the score sheet this afternoon.
As a veteran goalie, I'm sure he'll tell you that he should have had it, but just a great shot. This Delaware defense will have a lot to look at on film this week, that's for sure.
And it was no secret. Everybody knew it around the program. This Villanova team is the toughest opponent Delaware has seen so far this year. So they knew the uptick in competition. They knew it was going to be a test for themselves. And it just, in almost every facet, has not gone their way this afternoon.
A slow start has just affected this entire game. Never really able to get back into it. Villanova up to 18 here, smashing their season high in goals by 5 so far.
They matched that season high at 13 at halftime with that huge second quarter push.
So you got to give it to the Delaware defense in the second half, only allowing the 5 goals. DeLuca has played better here, but it was just a little, it got way too far away from them there at halftime.
And, you know, we probably haven't spoken too much about the guys in front of Vatan and the Villanova net because they also have done their jobs here, not giving Delaware as much time and space as the Villanova attack has gotten on the other end.
No, really jamming everything they've been trying to do. Double teams, they've been all over the place.
You know, we talked, too, about Delaware's numbers defensively maybe being a little bit skewed by who they had played. The same is true almost in the other direction for Villanova. You know, they were giving up 14.25 goals per game coming in, but they also had played number 1, number 3, and number 4 to start their season.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to complain about giving up 12 goals to Maryland. They got the win that day, but 12 goals against Maryland is nothing.
3 home games against top 5 teams to open their schedule. They had 19-10 loss to number 1 Penn State, an 18-12 loss to number 3 Yale, then the win over Maryland. And then last weekend, winning at Hofstra. Now this afternoon, they're 5 minutes away from their third consecutive win.
And as you mentioned, those defensemen in front of Vuitton, just their sticks have been all over the place, picking balls out. Those skip passes have gotten through. Just doing what they have to do to make plays. And looks like they're going to get a goalie switch here, a comfortable goaltender change.
The problem is they were switching goalies.
And he makes a big one as he runs back into cage. Carried his momentum and threw the stick up there and pulled it out of the air.
Brendan Haggerty has everyone that's here for Villanova, players and fans, on their feet cheering that. They were switching goalies, and a simple throwaway as a pass led to that break, and Haggerty running on a diagonal off the sideline makes a full sprint save.
It's just a...
I mean, that almost sums up this day perfectly for both sides.
Exactly. The ball bouncing one way and not the other. Thought he had an empty net opportunity there, and he comes out of nowhere.
And while Delaware has been just begging for a save from its All-America goaltender, Villanova's number 2 running onto the field keeps one out of the net.
Gets one quick. Just gonna run around a little bit with it here, chew up this clock. Not much that Delaware can do down 10 here. Just playing for pride right now with this defensive unit. Really, definitely trying to keep it under that 20-goal mark, that's for sure.
Nova halfway through the 82nd shot clock. Probilski fires away. Another one for him. And they're on the verge of 20 this afternoon here at Delaware.
Just as I say that. Just goes 5-hole again on DeLuca.
Goal scored by number 71, Luke Probilski, unassisted.
Second goal today, unassisted for Probilski. Zach Ornstein, number 7, great hair. Will take this face-off against Hockenberry for Delaware. And you know, Mike Corrado loves this, the score, and a chance here late to get some other guys some PT.
Yeah, you gotta love that as a coach, getting everybody in. They put in the work all week, all year. It's nice to have them get some quality time against a quality opponent. I don't think he was really thinking the game was going to go this way as to where he was going to get to put all of his guys in, but I don't see many jackets on there on the sideline.
Yeah. Charlie Kitchen still out there for Delaware. Certainly love to tack on a couple goals and assists for Kitchen today. 37-game goal streak now. Robinson.
Just hasn't been his day shooting today. A lot of missed shots. But as we said earlier, when Vuitton's making saves like that, you're going to see a lot of misses because they're trying to pin corners here.
Here's Kitchen with some space.
Low to high.
That was pretty. The finish from number 6.
Just trying to pad the stat sheets now. It's just too late here for Delaware. But this second half has been a completely different game for the Blue Hens. A lot more scoring going on, a lot more offensive action. They've put a lot more pressure on Vuitton, and DeLuca has played a lot better here in the second half. Allowing the 6 here in the second half compared to the 13 they allowed between the two of them.
Yeah, it's a 6-4 second half in Villanova's favor, so a little closer to an even split here. It's felt like we thought the game would go
more so for both halves,
exactly.
but we didn't get that. One half a solid. Another win here for Delaware at the X.
Yeah, it's back-to-back face-off violations by Ornstein.
And that'll happen when they're getting new guys out there, not used to this whistle here.
I think he's getting an explanation now what he's doing wrong. Ornstein and Dan Fisher took a bunch of face-offs last year for Villanova, but they both have been eclipsed by the freshman Capolo. Probably had his best game of the season today.
Kurtz will step down, let one go. Low to high again.
Brendan Haggerty getting some minutes here late, made the great athletic play, running into the net to make a save to start his afternoon, but now Kitchen and Kurtz have blown two past him to make it a 19-10 Villanova lead.
Delaware goal, but number 2, Ty Kurtz, unassisted.
Minute and a half here to go in this one. Delaware able to reach double digits here. It has not felt like it. Hockenberry shoots one low, saved. These Villanova goaltenders have just been ready for anything here today. Whether it's their number 1 or number 2 guy, they are stepping up and making plays. You gotta love to see your backup goaltender come in and make a few saves. Makes you feel good. Getting some quality action here. I mean, just in case they ever need him throughout the year.
That's what I was gonna say, you never know, right?
It's great to get him good minutes out here, for sure.
You don't want to have a guy playing for the first time in a spot where you really need him.
Just like we were saying, I don't think they expected to be able to use their other guys out here, but the coach has to love that. Seeing a lot of new faces out here for Villanova.
All because they took control of this one with 6 consecutive goals to close out the second quarter. Kept the roll going early in the third, got the lead into double digits. It is 9 right now, under 20 seconds to play.
Looks like Villanova's just gonna run this one out and probably throw a lob into the corner.
The horns for the shot clock. The game clock restarts immediately, and there's the final horn here in Newark. What a win for Villanova. They come down from Philly, and they put a 19-10 win on the board against Delaware. The Blue Hens, again, they knew this was their toughest test to date.